Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Games Galore, the show where we talk about my favorite games at the moment. My name's Tyler Lawton, and today I'm going back to the game that I reviewed last week, that being Clash Royale. Now, you might be surprised, why the same game? Well, I think this latest Christmas update has potential of being a great icing on the cake for a great year with this game. I'm also very passionate about Clash Royale, and I really enjoyed covering it last week. So, without further ado, let's begin by talking about the Cozy Christmas season for Clash Royale. So, to start things off, there are a couple new cards that have been added to the game. One that was actually released recently was the Evolved Giant Snowball. Now, this card is honestly pretty interesting. It has this ability where it's able to soak up every single troop in a big push and knock it back. And I could see there being a lot of really interesting mechanics with this card, and I could also see it being something that's a little bit broken, but that's kind of how card evolutions usually are upon release, so I'm not too surprised. But I think it's really cool to see what I thought was considered an underrated spell to have its own evolved form, which I think is really cool. But the major part that I really want to talk about is this potential new troop that's been rumored to be a new card in the game. Now, if you saw the thumbnail for the Christmas season, you see that there's a sort of chef unit that has a giant pan with a little pancake on it. And I'm starting to wonder if maybe this is some sort of a potential healing card. Maybe it's sort of a support unit that you can use to maybe throw pancakes at troops for like a really big push, maybe just to heal them up. And I could see this causing a lot of issues in the future. But honestly, I think upon release, it should be a really fun card to use if it is released in the game, which I really hope it does, because we've been in some need for some new healer cards. So I think that could be something very interesting. Now, going on to the gifts event. So in Clash Royale, there is a 24 Days of Christmas gift event. And basically this means that there's now going to be free daily gifts each day. And there's even a special gift on the last day. You start off by just having a bunch of lucky drops day by day, but then at the very end, it seems like they're going to tease a giant prize on the 24th day of Christmas. It includes a legendary book, and I'm starting to think that there's maybe even more items added to this final season, or the final day of this Christmas event. So I really like the fact that Clash Royale is giving more opportunities for free-to-play players to get lots more rewards, which I think is just really beneficial for the majority of the player base. And also with this Christmas event, there is also tons of special events. One of the events that I've actually seen from one of my favorite content creators was a snowstorm event, which basically is an event where while you're making a push, troops can actually freeze in place due to it being in a bit of a blizzard setting, and the only way to bring them back is by using warmth. And I could see this being a really fun game mode. Maybe people just start stacking a bunch of really tanky troops, making them all freeze on purpose, and then warm them all up and make a really crazy strong push. So that's going to be something that's really interesting. And then there's also another event, which is the Raining Gifts event, which is, I believe that it's an event where it gifts you heals, rages, and it also clones Hog Riders during battle. So I could see that having a lot of chaos. And then the last event is a special delivery challenge, where it basically drops a random win condition or support card during your battle. And I guess there's some sort of present gouge on the King Tower that determines how long it takes in order to spawn a new win condition. So just another crazy event on there for you. 3 crazy events, just absolutely wild for one season. And then lastly, there's the major challenge, the 20 win challenge. It was sort of leaked that there was going to be a 20 win emote, so I'm guessing that means there's going to be a new 20 win challenge. I've always liked this challenge because it's open to all players, and it's really used to test your skills. Only the top 0.1% is able to actually get 20 wins in this challenge. So I think it's just a really fun event, and who knows, maybe there can be some next future stars that come up simply because of this challenge. So that should be very interesting. Well, I have to say, there is a lot that this season has to offer. So to recap, we talked about the new cards added to the game, the free gifts given to the players, and special events that include a bunch of unique challenges. And when I come home for winter break, I'm going to play this game each day to enjoy the season to the fullest. And speaking of that, since Christmas break is coming up, I hope that all of you enjoy the Christmas season to the fullest. This is unfortunately the final episode of the semester, but I'll be back to cover more unique games during the spring. And if you want to follow us for more great segments like this, you can be sure to subscribe to the Dean News Network YouTube channel, and you can also follow my Instagram at Tyler57226 for updates on Games Galore episodes. Until then, this has been Tyler Lawton, and don't stay up too late playing video games.